to stay in the arms of the angels.
I saw you guys on the set, as we were talking about, and the movie is, finally coming to fruition. Things are coming together. Talk to me about what you guys showed today, and like what reaction were you guys hoping to get from everybody with this? What you showed today?
I think we were hoping to get the exact reaction we got from people, from what I've heard anecdotally, which is people saying, "Wow, her character is engaging. The world is big. There's great spectacle." But there's also great heart in it.
Yeah.
It's a story. There's a story underlying all of the spectacle that warrants going to see a movie.
Yeah. It seems like the challenge really is tapping into that emotional part when you're doing an all mocap character. And the scenes that you guys showed today, where she awakens and sees her body, and she's like, really just kind of like discovering it. That's like a really nice, like slow scene. I mean, is that something that was really at the core of what you were trying to bring forth with this, with her?
Well, that was just the introduction to her. Already you could just feel the type of story Jim was telling. It was one that, sometimes sci-fi fantasy can get too much into spectacle, and then you wonder why you don't feel that connection to it. Jim always starts the other way, all his movies, from Terminator, about a waitress who becomes the savior of the world, to Sigourney's character in the Aliens, going from an officer afraid of the dark to someone who like saves everyone. It's just that's the feeling that this had. It was very relatable, very emotional first, spectacle comes second. And you had to just pull it off in a very realistic, grounded way, which is why you saw all the sets that we built. I didn't park people in front of a green screen. It had to feel very tangible and grounded, because that's Jim's version of sci-fi fantasy.
Right.
And that's why I think people were going to relate to it, is because it has that in mind first and foremost.
So you said that Jim gave you like a ton of notes and a lot of feedback and everything, and you have like the James Cameron kind of Bible at that point. Do you have like a few examples of some of the stuff that just like really stuck with you, or anything that you're like, I'm going to use that from now on, like forever?
Well, I tend to be someone, and that's what he likes about me, actually, because we're flip sides of a coin. He likes that I'm actually kind of just really instinctual, and I'll just follow a path without analyzing it, where he's very analytical, where he says, to the detriment sometimes I overanalyze and I don't move forward, where I would answer, and I told him, I think you're doing just fine the way you are. But I would like to take some of that analytical side that he has, because he on his desk is a model of the submersible that he designed that broke the world record in submersible that he was in. And he can go and engineer, because he's an engineer by trade, engineer a story in a movie that will affect the entire world. He's very creative, and he has an engineer mentality, which I don't have at all. So what I learned from him, just in the way he sent me even an email answering a simple question, was how he thinks analytically and then goes back to being inspired creatively, and then going back, flipping it back and forth, so that you don't fall in love with something too much. You think, what's the purpose of this story? This purpose of the story is to connect. He makes sure that it's designed that way. So that alone right there is like, that would take me a lifetime to figure out if I ever figured it out. But seeing it from somebody, you can then model yourself after some of that. I'll never be him, but I can take some of that and use it. I've found it helpful already in my career to think like that. Since I met him on this project, I've known him since '94, but I didn't know that about him until I got into how he created and seeing his notes, and no one else would see, because he writes his scripts and he doesn't share them with people. And his note process, it gives you a whole glimpse into how that person thinks.
So I know this question will come up again later, but with this film, is this something that you are aiming to tell one singular story and then plant seeds for more? Or is it just kind of, you're looking at it one and done, and then we'll see what happens? Is future planning involved in this as a franchise? Because it feels like you could just, and we know there's tons of source material.
Yeah, there's so much source material. There's 30 novels. And Jim, just by his process, I saw that he does think about what the other stories would be, just so he knows what to put in the first one, what to leave out. What, if we did a sequel, what could be left there, so you're not jamming it with exposition of a whole 30-book world that you don't need. He was really concentrating on that story. And if you make a great story and the audience asks for more, well, then you know you have a place to go, but you still have to start all over with those two. It's not going to help you any to have them already half written. It's going to change completely depending on what people respond to.
And from ALITA's perspective, this is her journey of self-discovery. She discovers who she is in this. what does she do after that?
Yeah.
You know, that's going to be up for the audience to tell us. If they want more, we'll be ready.
Awesome. Thank you guys so
Thank you.
much.
Appreciate it.
I'm really happy with the footage. I'm super
Oh,
stoked
great.
to see the movie, man.
Great, man.
Fabulous.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Well, look at you.
May your dreams bring you peace in the darkness. May you
This is
always
just a
rise
body.
over
It's
the
not bad or good. That part's up to
the
you.
light from above.
I don't mean to be rude, but am I supposed to know you?
To love.
Actually,
May you
we just met.
in the arms of the angels. May you always be brave in the shadows.
It's a harsh world. The strong prey on the weak down here.
The sun shines upon you again. Hear this prayer in my heart.
Does it bother you that I'm not completely human?
And will never
I'd do whatever I had to for you. I'd give you whatever I have. I'd give you my heart.
ALITA, they will come for you.
Why?
I think you are someone very special.
may you stay in